everyone. So this is my 5-week semaglutide update. My 5th week started yesterday, was my 5th injection day, and I just have a few things that I want to update you guys on how things are going, and I want to give you guys a little review of the company now that I've ordered my second set of medications. So the biggest update being my weight. In my last video, I talked about how I felt a little discouraged by the weight loss that I was seeing. I think I had only lost about 3 pounds. My beginning weight was 133. Right now I'm sitting at 128, so it's about 5 pounds, which in the grand scheme of things, I had to talk myself down a bit. I'm happy with that. 5 pounds per week. If I was losing weight any other way, that's probably what I would lose naturally. So I'm happy with it, and I am starting to see changes in my body. I just feel like my abdomen area, like my belly area, it just feels smaller to me. I don't know if it has much to do with the weight loss. I'm not sure if it's due to water weight, but I was thinking that it could be because the medication also reduces inflammation, which could be why things are just feeling a little smaller, and my partner even said he noticed the same thing as well. As far as side effects, they've been pretty much the same, except for one new one, and there's no glamorous way to put that. Around my 4th injection, I had some diarrhea, and I'm not sure if it's due to the injection or to the medication. I think it could be so many different things, but I was drinking for the first time on the medication one Saturday. I went to a social event and I had 2 or 3 drinks, and at first I was fine, but as the night went on, my stomach started to feel upset, and after that I had watery movements for about 4 or 5 days. I wasn't sure if it was because the alcohol didn't mix well with taking the medication. I've heard some things like that, but also I've heard that it is a side effect that does happen while taking the medication that people say went away after a few days. So it could have been that as well. As far as other side effects, so I just bumped my dose up to 0.5 milligrams, and I'll talk about how the process when I'm ordering the medication. It was really simple, but I bumped my dose up to 0.5. I was at 0.25 before, which is the starting dose, and I took that yesterday. And I have noticed that since doing that, my symptoms that I experienced before have come back as they were when I first took the medication. So acid reflux was pretty bad yesterday, and today I took a Tums and I've been fine. No diarrhea, no stomach upset, but I felt a little bit nauseous yesterday. And I think that may have been because a mix of 2 things, but I think whatever meal I ate that yesterday evening, I think upset my stomach a bit because I just felt really nauseous. I think when I stick to simpler foods, I notice I have an easier time. So around injection day, maybe sticking to simpler foods is a good thing for me. I will say, moving on a bit, having up my injection, I do feel like already the 0.5 milligrams is more effective. I've noticed that I have no food noise really. I'm not interested though in a lot of foods. So before, for example, I would still crave sweet things, but I had the mental ability to not be like, okay, I have to have it now. Now I'm not even craving anything. Like earlier today, I'm a sweets girl, so after meals I like to have like something sweet, and I have these little sugar-free wafers, and in my head I was like, oh, like I just ate, like maybe I should just eat one, and my body did not want it. Like my body, my mind, my stomach was like, not interested. So I tried to eat it, and I was just like, yeah, almost like a food aversion. Like I didn't want to eat it. And I had no interest. So I feel like the up dose is definitely doing something. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is changing my administration days. So right now I'm doing it on Tuesdays. The reason that I started doing it on Tuesdays was just because I got my original package on Tuesday and I was so excited I just want to take the medication. I just feel like when I get to the weekend, it's not effective anymore. So I will notice that I'm eating poorly on the weekends, and I feel like that's interrupting my progress. So I think I want to change to take the medication to Thursday or Friday. I'm sure it's recommended to not take it early, to take it late, preferably. So I'll figure that out next week, but I just noticed on the weekends I'm kind of just doing whatever when I feel like the medication isn't as effective, which may change with this up dose. We'll see, but yeah, so I'm going to change that. I also feel like that's going to help with the tiredness that I'm feeling. I am feeling pretty exhausted after I take the medication. I have the last few weeks. Someone gave me a tip to take protein prior to taking my medication, so I think that may be helping. With the increased dose, it's also kind of encouraging because I was feeling like the medication wasn't working, and you need to remind yourself, like, 0.25 is not a therapeutic dose. I keep saying this, I'll say it again. You are not technically supposed to lose weight on these introduction doses. I think the dose you're actually supposed to start losing weight on that's therapeutic is 1 milligram. But if you're feeling discouraged about not seeing results on 0.25, just remember that you're gonna up it soon. This is not supposed to technically make you lose any weight. Just takes a little patience. I know for me that I didn't have that because I was watching so many other videos of people saying that they lost, I think I saw someone that said they lost like 5 pounds a week or something like that. And I was like, what? Like I lost 5 pounds in 4 weeks, you know, what's happening? But again, everyone's body's different. Everyone has different reasons why they put on weight or reasons why they couldn't lose weight. So yeah. Other than that, I'm feeling really good about the process so far. I feel really good about the progress that I'm starting to see. Even being 2 pounds under 130 feels pretty good to me. And I can't wait to see the results in the upcoming weeks, especially with the increased dose. So next I want to get into a little review of Mochi Health. I want to rediscuss some of the things that I talked about then and how things have been going so far. So like I said, I picked this company because when I looked at reviews, I saw some really positive reviews about the company. There were a few negative reviews, and I'll get into that in a second, but ultimately I decided to just go ahead with this company because of the price, and it just seemed like a better program for me. So when I signed up, I believe I signed up on a weekend, and I was able to make my appointment that next upcoming Thursday. I had my appointment with my provider. She was really nice. She reviewed everything with me. She was really helpful, and she answered my questions when I asked. I think when I talked to her, I asked her about potentials of gastroparesis. She explained to me that there was a low risk in patients that were not diabetic. So I felt like she was listening to my concerns and hearing me. I didn't feel like when she was answering my questions, she was reading from like, you know, a script. I felt like that only about the things that she was explaining, kind of like her little spiel about the medication. But as a nurse, I feel like I can relate. A lot of times when I do assessments, I'm asking the same questions over and over again. I'm sure to my patients that have experienced it multiple times, it seems a bit scripted. So I don't think that's a big deal. So I had the appointment. She had me send her 3 labs. I sent those in to her. After my appointment, I paid for the medication. So typically, when you sign up, you will pay $79, and that's a membership fee. And every month, that will renew on the same day, just like a regular subscription. After you have your appointment and it's decided on what medication you're going to start, you'll begin paying the medication fee. So I don't know how much it is for other medications such as Wegovy if they have that. I'm just doing a compound Semaglutide, and I'm paying $175 when I order my medication. So the payment, you kind of have to watch out for this. So the payment will automatically go through on a specific date for your medications. You're instructed to order your medication about a week or a few days before you need to take your new dosage. So I took my 4th injection and I ordered my medication on that same day. I ordered that on a Tuesday and I received my medication on a Friday. A lot of the negative reviews that I saw were about people saying like they ordered their medication, it was never dispensed from the pharmacy, and they didn't hear anything as to why. I didn't have that issue. I didn't really have an issue at all. It was pretty straightforward for me. I went in, I requested the refill, I put in the next dose, So I had an option to go for the same dose or to up my dose. I chose to increase my dose to 0.5. And I put that in, I ordered the medication, it sends a request, your request gets approved, and the medication, and then the pharmacy will start filling your medication. So for Mochi Health specifically, if you go with this company, I highly recommend getting the FedEx app. Your order will pop up on the app as soon as they print the label, and you'll be able to see where it is. I noticed that it ships overnight. So as soon as you see that it's shipped, it'll give you the shipping date, everything like that. That's the fastest way to track your medications. I don't have a problem with that because I feel like it was a pretty simple process. Ordered in the app, see if it gets approved in the app, and then switch over to your FedEx app to see tracking. But I will say, if you're researching these companies, to truly look into the reviews, see if you can find someone in your area if you're worried about how things are going, because I'm sure that that is a big factor, especially into what pharmacy they use to ship out the medications, and potentially do a little bit of research on the pharmacy that they use if needed. And one thing to note when I think about me looking at reviews, a lot of times you'll see, especially if you're looking on Reddit, I feel like Reddit's an app that people go to when they want like true people's opinions without any advertisements. However, I don't know if everyone's aware of this, but one thing that I noticed is that Reddit is full of advertisement trying to trick you as if they are people giving honest reviews, and they're not. I saw so many Henry Meds reviews that were like, this is obviously an advertisement. I think that these companies are having the advertisements in the way that they're bashing other companies and then plugging in the other company, because I saw one that said something about like, oh, this is my problem with Mochi Health, blah, 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 for example, but I decided to go with Henry Meds and here's the code or whatever. Like, I don't know. I just don't really trust every single review that I see out there. So I would just be mindful when you're looking. And you can also, if you're looking on Reddit, I would go and look through that person's post that posted the review and see what their other posts are like. Because if they're obviously posting in every single GLP-1 response, like, hey, go with this company, hey, go with this company, maybe you're not giving the best review. But overall, I am happy with the company. I'm happy with the payment process. I know that it probably makes some people nervous having a monthly subscription, but I feel comfortable in that if I ever wanted to cancel, I could cancel through the app. Regarding contacting customer service, they do respond really fast. I had to contact them once in the beginning to get in contact with my doctor, and they were able to do that for me. I think the biggest con that I have I think the app isn't the best. They don't have a true app. They just have a website app. They don't have an app you can download from the App Store. And I think I read online that they did that in order to focus, instead of paying so much for an app, they wanted to keep prices low and focus more on the patient experience. Another con with that is that to my knowledge, you can't directly contact your provider. You have to go through customer service. And I want to double check this, but I'm pretty sure, because that's what I did. You have to tell customer service what your concern is, and they'll put you in contact with your provider. I'm happy to answer any questions in the comments. I'm also really grateful for your comments. Last week, I was feeling really, really discouraged, and some of your comments just got me back on track so fast. Your comments were just really, really great, and I'm so grateful that there are people watching my videos. It doesn't matter how many people are watching, whether it's like one or two. I am just so glad that there are people out there tuning in to me and that are going through this journey with me. I don't really have any friends who are dealing with the same thing or have similar issues with weight. I have a lot of fab fit friends. So it's just, I really enjoy being able to connect with you guys in the comments, and you guys responding to and giving me feedback, and relating to your experiences as well. So yeah, that is my week 5 semaglutide update. Well, thanks for tuning into my video and me rambling again. I am really grateful for all of you that are watching, and I am so shocked to have people continue to watch. And I will see you guys for maybe a week 7 or week 6, week 7 update. Hopefully sooner if I can get some of the video ideas that I have out. See you next time.